no sign of any visibility whatsoever. Trying to get the internet working. Camilla's trying to get some stuff going. We had some AIS for a while. We're trying to fix the AIS that we have. We have a AIS receiver, but we needed to get the software working with our Macs, which is somewhat challenging. So the channel's going to take a bit of a change of direction. We're going to go, Waffles is growing up. She's getting a little bit less interesting than when she was a 12-week-old puppy, which was really good fun. Now she mainly just spends a lot of time lying around sleeping. They're chasing the odd ball. We did a few things over the summer. We bought a boat, changed our kind of life plans a little bit, and we've got some interesting ideas of what we can do with it. Beginning of next year, so I'm going to try and keep you posted on how that goes and other voyage in that respect. Alright, so we have been sailing since 4 o'clock this morning is when we set off. It was dark when we set off and we're crossing the channel, and if we have a quick look outside now, you get some sunshine in the background, but over there is fog. And over there is fog, and basically everywhere is fog, and this is actually quite good. The fog that we've seen most of the time has been like impossible to see where you are, impossible to see anything really, like a few boat lengths. So we've been setting off the foghorn. You can hear, we're just near the shipping lanes, so we can hear the big ships in the shipping lanes. But it's quite scary because there's nothing we can really do. We don't have AIS, we don't have radar on the boat at the moment. So we just gotta sit out and hope for the best, really. So what we've been doing, we've been sitting just outside of what we think is the main shipping lane. The busiest shipping lane in the world apparently, or one of. In fog with the engine off. Just listening in, waiting, hoping. We had seen one fishing boat and heard a few motors, but other than that, it's just been quite ghostly quiet, really. It's pretty scary. So right now we're going at 3 knots, 3.5 knots, which is about walking pace through this thick fog, which is super thick, maybe a few hundred yards, and heading back because we're going to give up on the attempt today. It's too risky to go across the channel with so much fog. The risk that it could get dark and get stuck in the middle of the channel, not being able to see anything but hearing big loud foghorns. We were hoping it might lift during the day with the afternoon sun, but that just hasn't happened. There are signs that might happen earlier, but there's no chance it's going to happen right now. So we're just going to slowly limp back to the nearest port, which is 35 miles away. Take 10 hours at this speed, which will land us in there at midnight. We'll probably be able to speed up once it clears up, and once we get into sight of land or within phone range, we'll be able to use the mobile phone. What's over there? Okay. Just to slowly plough forward. This is not good. We are 10 miles from shore and there is still no sign of any visibility whatsoever. We're trying to fix the AIS that we have. We have a AIS receiver, but we needed to get the software working with our Macs, which is somewhat challenging. We're slowly motoring towards the shore with this, I reckon, 1 boat length of visibility, so 10 metres, 12 metres, 15 yards. This is crazy. Never seen anything like this. I expect the Loch Ness Monster to pop out at any time soon. Alright, so it's like 6 in the morning. Still haven't managed to cross the channel. We anchored off a beach and got our anchor snagged on something, so we were able to get about 5 hours sleep, but we were dragging something, and then we had to dump the anchor, so we've lost our anchor and all of our chain, which is a real bummer. So we're heading back into the harbour, which is kind of a main port, to try and get our kit fixed. And it's f***ing cold. Alright, so this morning was pretty hairy. Last night was pretty tough. We tried to set the anchor last night near a beach and got it snagged on something. It did eventually catch, but whatever it caught on wasn't that solid. Kept moving because you could hear the anchor dragging through the night. So we slept for about 5 hours. That was pretty tiring. And about 5 or 6 o'clock this morning, we woke up because the fog had cleared enough that we could navigate to the nearest port, which is about 2.5 hours away, which is where we are now. We've just been getting some supplies so that we can try again to go across today. We've got the AIS working now, which is great. Really bummed I didn't get that working first time around. It's one of those things that required a significant amount of technical effort to get the AIS working with our Macs. It is working now, so that's good, so that we've got a solution to be able to see if the fog comes down again, or tonight when we're down in Portsmouth. It's been a tiring time. I just slept another 4 hours, I think, or 3 or 4 hours. It's about 10 o'clock now. So yes, we're going to head over back, give it a second attempt, and hopefully we'll make it all the way this time. So I just wanted to quickly talk about what happened last night. Anchor getting caught and fouled on some ground. Now it's not uncommon for people to lose anchors. There's a saying that says it's better to lose an anchor than lose your boat. I think that's very true. I'd much rather lose the anchor than lose the boat. Although what I have to say is most anchors on them have a kind of recovery hold loop that you can put a piece of rope through and a float, so that if you think you might be going on foul ground, that you can put a line through it, put a rope. I would show you on ours, but it's now sat at the bottom of the sea. See, there's a nice, at the top of that anchor there's a nice bar across the top. There's also, you can't quite see it on the video probably, but there's also like about a 10mm hole you can put a line through. Now I had planned to do that. We checked the charts. It said there were obviously mapped wrecks, not exactly where we were mooring, but it did give a warning on Navionics to say that there might be uncharted wrecks, which is probably what we caught against. I just totally forgot, and I think there's something to be said. It's definitely something that's worth mentioning about sailing and being tired. We were doing a 2 hour on, 2 hour off watch yesterday, which worked really well until about midday, when we changed tactic because of the fog. We both had to come on watch, and then that's when it all started falling apart. So there's one lesson learned from this: is just make sure that you and your crew have had enough sleep. Ideally, make sure you get your shifts back in. So that's it really. So we're only 10 miles out, we cannot see the land. Then when we look ahead, we see what looks to be like a Mordor style wall of fog, but in reality what it is just fog getting denser and denser and denser and denser. hearing the foghorns go off from the big ships. So we're going to get the AIS on and make sure that we are clear of all of them. You can see on here we've got all the, turn that up just for a second, you can see all the targets on here. This is all the ships that are underway, how fast they're going, where they are, and we've got a Open CPN, which is like a free nav app, and a free set of maps from OpenSeaMap. So we just moved to sails, the advantage being that under sail we haven't got a noisy engine, so we can hear other boats. Last night we could hear fishing boats and other things sort of moving around us, so it's really advantageous to be able to sail even if we lose a little bit of seawater. Plus it means that we have right of way, so a lot of that really counts when you're in deep fog. Alright, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
What's the wind speed?
17.
17 knots, and we're doing what over the ground?
6.
6 on the ground, how on the water? 5.1 on the water, so we've got some tide against us.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid though. So I've got an idea for what we could do with the boat, which is we both work in technology, work in IT, work in startups, building apps, building tech. So what we're thinking of trying to do is we're going to see if we can turn our boat into a floating co-working space and then travel and build apps and meet cool people as we go around along the way. It's an idea, it might work, it might be terrible, it might be the worst idea ever, but we're going to give it a go, see how it goes. For the next couple of months we're going to get the boat ready, and then beginning of next year, spring next year, we're going to head off somewhere. So yeah, very exciting. This is beautiful, look at this. There is nothing as far as the eye can see. Literally nothing. Isn't that magic? Over there you've got England, and over there we've got France. I haven't seen a ship for the last hour at least, even with the binoculars. Beautiful. Alright, so we made it to Cowes on the Isle of Wight. Last night we came in about, I think we got in about 3 in the morning, and the fog kind of continued through the night. It wasn't really thick, but there was only a couple of miles visibility. So I was going to take some footage last night, but it was really dark, and what I realised is we didn't have a red light or any way to kind of do recording while we were sailing without me losing my night vision. Given there was only 2 of us, the only way we could do is just not do any recording when it was night. So I'll try and get some sort of way so that we can record when we're night sailing that doesn't destroy our night vision, because we really need to be able to see all the big ships. When we were coming in here last night, we came across 2 sets of oil tankers, quite a few ferries, and being able to see those from, figure out what they're up to in advance is kind of critical. So that's probably it for this episode. We have got to go back to London and get back to work. If you like this video, please subscribe, and we will be trying to get out a new video as soon as possible. Alright, cheers, bye.
Now, sir, everything that happens now is happening now.
What happened to then?
Past that.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just